Hi everyone, Scarlowy Railway 01 here again to do another Season 21 vlog review for you. Today's episode was PA Problems. Right off the bat, this is probably my favorite episode of Season 21 so far. First and foremost, it was a great Edward story. We haven't had a really strong Edward episode in a really long time. The closest one I can think of is Old Reliable Edward. But even that I thought was great, but had major Thomas intervention that sort of brought it down from being a true Edward-driven story. Now this episode is more ensemble-driven than that episode, but the main focus is Edward's efforts to help Sir Topham Hatt fix their PA system. He's so in character in this story. He's being kind and helpful, and he's very calm. It just feels like something we'd see right out of the classic series from Edward. It was really refreshing and really, really glad to see such a great character get such a good, strong story. Also, it was good to see Reg develop a few more character traits. He's been very, very, bland, forgettable, what have you, for his whole career with this show. So the gags with him and the music and the workmen who had like trash can lids over their ears were really funny. And it was kind of it was cool to have something stick out about him. I also appreciated, like I've said before, that it was a railway realistic problem, that the PA system is malfunctioning and it causes passengers to get on the wrong trains. I was under the impression from hearing this episode that it was going to cause the trains to go to the wrong places, which kind of happens with Percy, but most of the issue here is that passengers get on the wrong vehicles. And that makes way more sense than like Thomas going to the mainland and Percy going to Callan Castle and Toby ending up at, I don't know, the Steamworks or something. I liked that. I liked the way that they handled this. Even if Percy and the pigs thing was a little bit not sure how that happened, most of it made sense, and so I sort of forgive the Percy hiccup there. There's a great reference to the IT Crowd in this. If you've never seen that show, go watch it. Great short little British sitcom. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Is a recurring bit from that show.
Oh, don't understand. Have you tried turning it off and on again, sir?
And I also really liked the moral of the story, and it was really good to have Edward deliver it. The line that stuck out to me was, just because they're old doesn't mean they're not useful. And that sounds like such an Edward thing to say. Not only does it sound like something he'd say, it's self-referential. It refers to Edward in several ways. Just because he's old, as we've seen in Edward's Exploit, Old Reliable Edward, and the Season 6 Edward episode that I can't remember the name of right now. We've seen him time and time again him prove himself to be useful, so it's nice to have him deliver that message. I thought it worked very well. There wasn't a lot that I found to be too bad about this episode, actually. The one thing I will say was the singing bit with Reg did get a little bit old. If they pulled it back a little bit, wouldn't have been quite so bad. It wasn't terrible, but it went a little bit too far for my taste. But that's about it, really. So this episode gets a 9 out of 10 from me, which is the highest rating I've given an episode of Season 21 so far. I just loved seeing Edward being Edward, which we haven't seen in a story like this for a very long time. So that's all for today. See you tomorrow for Hasty Hannah. Thank you.